Welcome in, everyone. Today is September 26th, 2025. It is episode 2 of Tour of Japan here on Bodyslam.net. Across their social feed, we are currently live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter as well, X as they call it. We have all of those apps live streaming Tour of Japan 2 here on Bodyslam.net. My name is Max Danenberg. This is Blackhawk joining me for the second straight week. Again, guys, sorry again. Usually we're at 7, but we had to push back to 10. So again, follow us on our social medias so you can keep track of updates. If forever again, we have to move from 7 o'clock. But guess what? It's after Smackdown. We have time now, right before the weekend kicks off in 2 hours, at least on my end, to talk about some Japanese pro wrestling. This is a jam-packed episode. We have Stardom at Korakuen Hall tonight, New Japan with their big show on Sunday, Noah coming off of the N1, some big Marigold news. So we're going to break it all down from all 4 companies. Blackhawk, how you doing on this Friday night?
I'm doing good. A lot of wrestling this week. A lot to catch up on, a lot to watch. There's a lot of good stuff going on from this week. And going into next week, we're looking forward to some even better stuff, probably. Hopefully it gets better week to week.
Yeah, I think we talked about this off the air, but it's the companies are just so out of order where, it's not like you're covering WWE and AEW where they're on, when they're going to be on. There's no breaks. There's no 2 or 3, weeks off of breaks. We talk about this now. Noah is done at the N1s. Now they're off for a couple of weeks. Even after this for New Japan, they'll be off for a couple of days as well. So it's, it does take away from, I guess, the flow of things. But I'm very excited because we have news from all 4 companies, kind of the dream come true on what the show is about. We both, again, if you're not familiar, we talk all things Japanese pro wrestling on this show: Stardom, New Japan, Noah, and Marigold. If you're watching us currently on YouTube, before we get into any topics today, please hit that like button. Really helps support things. So when we get new people joining us, they can also find us and subscribe to Bodyslam.net. If you're watching us on X, please hit that retweet and the like button. Share this video with others. And if you're currently with us on any of the platforms, in the comments, please join us. We had a fun commenter last week on episode 1. Really made our discussion even more fun than it was going on. So I think it's great. If you guys want to keep talking with us in the comments, please join us. Because any questions you have about any of the companies, if you want to ask a question, anything about wrestling as well, we're here for you. So let's get into it. Blackhawk, I think we'll go one company at a time focusing on. Let's start with Noah. They, from a recap perspective, the N1 is over, Blackhawk. So just break it all down for us here.
So they had 3 events this week. They had Saturday, Sunday, and then on Tuesday, I believe there was a holiday on Monday. So they skipped that day. But we start on a Saturday, 9/20, with a 10-man tag team match. All Rebellion, Team Noah, and Daki Oashima defeated the junior heavyweight tag team champions in Los Golaperador. It trips me up every time. Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf. I cannot say what their tag team name is. I've never been able to get that one. I've been trying for weeks. Junta Miyawaki, Shohei Hanaguchi, Shuji Kondo. Pretty good match. We move on to another tag team match. Ricky Knight Jr. and Jack Morris defeat Team 2000X in Takeshi Shigura and Tadasuke. Then we go to a Block B match with Kanoa defeating Harutuki. Mm-hmm. Also, bear with me. I am dyslexic reading all of these. I've got it on the biggest font.
You're good.
Trying
to
do this. Block A, GHC Tag Team Champion Masa Kitayama defeated Tetsuya Endo. Then we got a non-title Block A match with Kenta defeating Kazuki Fujita. And then a non-title Block B match with Naomichi Marufuji defeating Galeno. Block A, Kaito Kitayama defeated Manabu Soya. And then the finale, or not the finale, the main event, Ricky Knight Jr. Well, it's not. I wrote this down without really thinking about it. Ricky Knight Jr. took his win against Ozawa tonight because Ozawa obviously forfeited. Basically got hurt first night. Now he forfeits to everybody in Block B. So that was where we were supposed to see Ricky Knight Jr. versus Ozawa, but we did not get that, unfortunately. Off the first night, we do get kind of a crazy shift in the standings. Block B, Jack Morris is still on top with 11 points, and then Naomichi Marufuji is next up with 10, and Galeno is at 9. But for Block A, we have a 3-way tie with Masa Kitayama, Fujita, and Kaito Kitayama. At 8 points. So all of them are 4-2, which is pretty crazy going into the next day, which means all of those matches really matter. We have 9/21 moving into the next day, another 6-man tag match with All Rebellion, and Dragon Bane Alpha Wolf and Jack Morris. And then we go to another 6-man tag team. Noah loves 6-man tag team matches.
It's a Japanese thing. New Japan always like that.
Yeah. I feel like they've got at least 2 every show almost.
Yeah.
Let's see another one. Hayata Atushi Kuge and Ryo Hinosha defeated Junta Miyawaki, Daki Oshima, and Black Minsori. In Block B match, Daki Inaba defeated Harakoti. Block A match, Manabu Soya defeated Oka Sasakai, which was my choice for Block A, but we did not get that, unfortunately. Non-title Block B with Galeno defeating Kanoa to get over him. Ricky Knight Jr. would defeat Naomichi Marufuji. Block A, Daga would get a win over Kaito Kitayama. Block A would get Masa Kitayama would defeat Kazushi Fujita, which would put him in the lead for Block A. And then Tetsuya Endo would defeat Kenta for Block A as well. And then Jack Morris beats Galeno, which puts him at the top of Block B.
Nice.
So first place, Masa Kitayama, and then first place for Block A is Masa Kitayama. First place for Block B is Jack Morris, which going into it, I was very excited for. I like Jack Morris a lot. He was part of GLG with Jake Lee and LJ Cleary. I like that team a lot. And then Jake Lee went to New Japan, and
he did.
Really hadn't found a spot really for either LJ Cleary or Jack Morris since then. So I'm glad that he's kind of getting that spotlight because he's really good. He's, I would say, really akin to Drew McIntyre for all those WWE fans.
Yeah.
Very close in style, which very close in look also. They're both also Scottish. So they're cut from the same cloth, which is very entertaining to watch. And then we go into the finale, the 8-man tag team match with Kenta, Manabu Soya, Oka Sasakai, and Tetsuya Endo beating Ricky Knight Jr., Daki Inaba, Kanoa, and Galeno. It's like I'm missing one somewhere in here. Tag team match, Hayata and Daki Orishima defeated Team 2000X. Daga defeated Yoshitatsu, which is fun to see him in there, but that was a 32-second match. So
what?
Yeah, not much really going on there.
The Yoshitatsu?
Yeah, Yoshitatsu came back to Noah and really took on a heavy role with Team 2000X, which has been great, but his in-ring work has been almost non-existent since his come to Noah.
I haven't heard that name in like a decade, so I'm fascinated. Yeah.
He's mostly been a manager, which he's done great at being a manager. But yeah, it's hard for me to see him as a heel.
Sure.
It's like that's the we know him as the happy guy from WWE.
That's right.
But I never really thought he was that bad, but this 32-second match on his record does not bode well for
sure doesn't.
Yoshitatsu in 25. Then we go to another 8-man tag team match. Team Noah with Kazuki Fujita defeated All Rebellion and Nomichi Marufuji and Shuge Hanaguchi. Yohei defeated Tadasuke via DQ in 3 minutes and 48 seconds, which they had some really fast matches on this card, which really feels weird. But they did have 2 title matches to finish it out. We have Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf as junior heavyweight tag team champions defeated All Rebellion and Kai Fujimura and Alejandro. So, I think Dragon Bane and Alpha Wolf are an incredible team. They have been booked extremely well in Noah. The luchador style and this sort of Japanese strong style seem to go really well together.
It's it's really amazing how lucha wrestling has really taken over everything.
Yes.
All the companies are not afraid to use. In Japan especially, you've seen guys come in and out, but it's really become like a central focus on most of these TV shows now, United States and abroad now. It's really amazing that this year really has been a huge year for Lucha Libre.
Yeah, at one point, Noah had 6 or 7, quote unquote luchadors.
Yeah.
On the roster, with Dragon Bane, Alpha Wolf, they had Dr. Wagner Jr. They have Galeno right now, Daga, and then they had Super Crazy. Super Crazy wrestled for them for a long time. I think he's still technically on the roster, but he just hasn't been on a show in a while. But they do extremely well with the luchadors and the lucha scene. And I would assume that soon we will see them working with AAA under that WWE partnership. And we could talk about that a little bit later after we go over the finale, because there is a little bit of news with that.
They go into it.
But let's go to the finale. Block A winner Masa Kitayama defeated Block B winner Jack Morris. I am very, very happy with the result of this. The match was incredible by itself. I've been a very, very big Masa Kitayama fan since I started watching Noah. This heel turn that he's been on with Team 2000X has been incredible. Watching him as a face, I always dreamed of him being at the top, because I liked him a lot, but there was just something was missing. There's a lot of wrestlers that you look at, it's like they are really, really good at what they do. But there's just something's missing just a little bit. And I think that heel turn really kicked it into high gear for Masa. And I've loved everything that I've seen out of him this year. So Masa will take the win. He is the N1 winner this year. And he will face Kenta on October 11th.
Oh my
that
God.
is the next official Noah show.
He's
they
another
do
funny
have-
one. He'll pop
Yeah.
in like 3 months for New Japan, then go to Noah for 4 months, and then he comes back. I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah, he's just going where people are asking for him.
Hey, it's great.
But the 10-11 show is the next official Noah show. They do have Magic Monday and Limit Break, which they do with DDT and Marigold. Or they do Magic Monday with DDT, Marigold, and I believe 01 and Marvelous, and pretty much everybody on Wrestle Universe is involved with Magic Monday. And then Limit Break, I think, is just DDT and Noah.
Gotcha.
If I remember that right. So this is the next big event for Noah. Also on that same day, 01 is having Hayabusa and Kaito Kitayama are having a match that day, which will be very, very good. So if you can tune into that as well.
Love it. Well, let's look at the big picture here, Blackhawk. With the N1 wrapping up, as someone who follows Noah closely, comparing to other N1s, was this a good one, bad one, disappointing? Where was it stand for you? And overall, the N1.
I think this is a good one. I think the Ozawa injury early is a big disappointment. Because I like Ozawa a lot. And I think that would have been really, really good to see. I do look forward to them kind of breaking the N1 open and getting more outside wrestlers into it.
Yeah.
But I think this one was good. I haven't watched all the N1s, I will say, so I don't know if this is the best one, but I think last year's, in my opinion, was better, but this one was still really good.
Yeah. That's hey, I think based on what you said, there was definitely some big positives there, especially looking at the bigger picture here. So that's all very exciting. I think Noah is in such an interesting spot now where they're being now seen more than ever at this point. It's still not the top Japanese brand, but I still think it's a really solid brand. And obviously, it seems Charlie Dempsey from NXT is going to be making his way to Noah. And we'll talk about EO in a moment when we talk about Marigold. But what do you think about Charlie Dempsey coming to Noah? We already saw Tavion Heights do the same thing. Obviously, from someone who covers NXT, No Quarter Kesuke has kind of run its course. Miles and Tavion are out of the group. Ren's kind of doing her thing. It feels like it is actually the right time and story to give Charlie a fresh slate here with this Noah run. What are your thoughts on Dempsey going to Noah?
I'm a big fan of Dempsey. He's probably my favorite NXT wrestler. And so him coming to, Pro Wrestling Noah will be, I think, great for him and his career. He wrestled for All Japan last year, just one match, which was really good. I don't know if you got the chance to see it.
I didn't know.
He wrestled for the Triple Crown Championship. Lost that, obviously. But I think if this is like not a more permanent move.
It's not a one and done, but yeah, he'll be there for a bit.
For a little while. I'm very, very excited for that. Yeah, you're right. He does need, it's about time for him to get kind of a fresh start somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think him taking this journey over to Noah will be really good. Harlem Lewis is also coming. I don't really know much about Harlem Lewis. I got to be honest. I got nothing. But they did say, I believe, on the October 11th show, Charlie Dempsey and Harlem Lewis will face off one-on-one, and then they will go their own separate ways, kind of, with Noah. They weren't very clear on what the plan is, but it was basically they're going to wrestle each other in a showcase, and then we'll see them here and there. With Noah.
To add on, I am someone who does watch Evolve every single week. He popped on very early on Evolve. I would say the first month of Evolve, he was a pretty consistent fixture. He just hasn't been on TV NXT or Evolve in months. Like, I think the last time I've seen him on TV is probably like late May. He lost a match against Keanu Carver, who's I think going to become the next Evolve Men's Champion. I haven't seen him since. So I guess another guy who's doing nothing. Again, that's the thing. If someone isn't doing anything and you want them to gain experience, why not send them to Japan for a couple weeks and see how that goes?
Yeah.
Charlie, again, he's a put together pro wrestler. He's not going there for again the reps, and I just think it's a good fresh slate. See if it motivates him even more now. And I think the guy desperately needs a character change on NXT. So I think, obviously, again, he's no quarter catcher basically is no more. So I think maybe this could set up a new character for him back from Japan. Anything else you want to talk about, Noah? We're going to go to New Japan next because we're with two women's companies. It's more news than results, so I want to end on some results and some stuff like that. But anything else on Noah you want to add, or are we good to move on to?
I think that's it for Noah. I don't think I've seen any other news. I was checking today before we started. I don't think we've got all that covered. Again, nothing next week for Noah. Next event would be the following week with Limit Break with DDT, and then Magic Monday with all of Wrestle Universe.
Awesome. We have our first question. I want to thank Jesse for this question. He's on YouTube, so everyone, you can also watch this on YouTube. What do you think of Finn Balor and AJ Styles calling out Tanahashi in Tokyo Sports before WWE's Japan tour in Ryogoku, Wrestle Kingdom 20s in the Tokyo Dome, causing rumors of New Japan WWE partnership? Well, I'll tell you this. That's the last thing that will be happening, I think. I don't think New Japan and WWE have any sort of partnership. New Japan has a very fruitful relationship with AEW at this point, and AEW got bit in the butt with their AAA relationship last year, and it would take a lot for them to be caught off guard again by another company undercutting them for WWE. Again, AJ says he's retiring after this contract is up, which is some point next year. I think AJ said his last time he's wrestling is for this contract. I don't think he's going to do like a one and done New Japan outing, like going all the way to Japan for a match. I just don't see him doing that. I think it's going to be very cool. Again, I wish this was on TV, but the fact that Finn and AJ are actually getting a chance to go back to Japan, they haven't done a Japan tour in a long time, like probably a decade. Like when Finn Balor,
they did one last year, I think.
Last year, but I'm saying, but you're right. But like Finn Balor beat Kevin Owens for the NXT title in Japan. Finn was obviously that was 2 years removed from him being the top guy in New Japan. So it's great to see AJ and Finn. They'll be superstars over there. But look, a lot of New Japan guys have become WWE guys. JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, you have Hikuleo, Tala Tonga, aka. But yeah, I mean, even tonight on SmackDown, they did the Solo Sikoa vignette, and they showed Jeff Cobb with the New Japan Never Openweight title and the Ring of Honor TV title. So they're not afraid to show. I think WWE is at a point now where they are cool referencing other companies not named AEW, but that doesn't mean they have relationships. Again, Ring of Honor is owned by Tony Khan. They're not looking for a Ring of Honor relationship. And I think Finn and AJ, again, they've wrestled Tanahashi a lot of times. So you're going to see a lot of people outside of New Japan because this is literally the home stretch, 3 months left of Tanahashi as a full-time in-ring, well, at all, just an in-ring performer. So, I mean, it would be great. I would love Finn and AJ to get one more New Japan run in them.
100%.
But I think they're both going to be WWE guys until they are done. I think they're both satisfied with what. I mean, it's crazy. Finn has been there now for 11 years. AJ has been there for 9 years at this point. So it is very crazy. I think AJ, you have a better shot AJ doing one more TNA match than going to Japan to do New Japan. But yeah, thanks, Jesse. That's a great question now. Let's move into New Japan. So we're going to preview Destruction after this. On Wednesday, they had their last Road to Destruction show. And other than some preview tag matches, there were the two big title matches that were on the show, which was the junior heavyweight tag title match where Doki and Sho of House of Torture, let's see if I get on another rant today, they retained against Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles of TMDK. Very good match. Again, the shenanigans of House of Torture get very old, especially if you're watching a whole New Japan show and there's a billion tag matches and then you get these last two matches. It's just a lot of interference and shenanigans and matches consecutively. And it gets really tiring. So by the time we got to this point, literally the match before, Sonata, Yujiro, and Ren beat TMDK by DQ because Sonata threw a chair at Hartley Jackson and he acted like he got hit. And Kenta Sato rang the bell, so TMDK got DQ. This was the match before the junior tag title match. So again, Jesse, I see your question about Marigold. We're literally going to talk about Marigold right after we're done talking about New Japan. So we'll get to your question when we get to Marigold. So stay tuned for that. But I thought the match was very solid. It's interesting. Actually, we'll move into it. The main event was El Desperado retaining his IWGP Junior Heavyweight title against Yo. This was a big rivalry where Yo really dominated. I think he was up 4-1 in the head-to-head, but felt right for Despy to retain the title here. Doki comes out after, so it looks like we're going to set up Doki versus El Desperado. So I don't love in any company when a champion is going after another title, especially when you're Doki, you're a tagged champion. Now he's going after the junior heavyweight title. I love Doki. I've seen Doki and Desperado a lot of times. I would move on to like Fujita at this point. I think they might wait for Wrestle Kingdom to pull the trigger on Fujita winning the junior title. Him and Robbie Eagles have been in this division for so long. Again, we're going to get Super Junior Tag League in October. So we're going to see, again, Doki and Sho, and we're going to see Robbie and Fujita again. But I hope after this, going into Wrestle Kingdom, we see a new direction. But the direction could just be Doki and Desperado again in the Tokyo Dome, which we've seen before. So that's what we have set up. Let's move on, Blackhawk, to a big show for them on Sunday. Destruction, it's Kobe. I'm just going to break down the matches. We'll talk about what stands out. So the opener is a 10-man tag. This is from the fallout of the main event on Wednesday. So you have House of Torture. Great way to kick off the show. Sho, Doki, Dick Togo, Sonata, and Evil. They'll probably beat Yo, El Desperado, Yoshihashi, Yuya, and Shota. Then we have just straight up regular matches the rest of the show, which is very weird if you watch New Japan on a weekly basis. But Tanahashi will wrestle Great-O-Khan. Again, Tanahashi's kind of just knocking off people he wants to wrestle for the last time at this point. United Empire is a very lost faction on the show. It seems like they have really fallen apart. I thought they had a little momentum when Ospreay left, but now Fletcher and Mark Davis left. You have Jeff Cobb leaving the group. They've really sunken in the totem pole in New Japan. TJP is not even under contract for them, and he's technically still the leader of the group. So it's very tough right now for United Empire. So Tanahashi just won his match on Wednesday, so he might just win this match as well. We have Bolin Oleg defending the Never Openweight title against Don Fale. God help us if Don Fale is the Never Openweight champion at this point. Bolin Oleg, one of the most underrated performers in the world. Beat Konosuke Takeshita to win this title. He is a big human being, but very powerful, great shoulder tackles. He'll show off. I think this match will show off his strength really well against a big dude like Don Fale. But this title should be it's only a second defense since beating Takeshita for the title. So then we move on to the IWGP tag title match. We'll recap everything Blackhawk at the end. I just want to go through each match. We'll have Taichi and Ishii are defending the titles against the big new group in New Japan, which is Oscar and Yuto Ice, who are now the new members of Bullet Club. They a very interesting tag team. I think they fit Bullet Club very well. At this point, I actually think it would be crazy. They literally just debuted with Finley, I would say a month ago, but this tag division needs some oomph to it at this point. And Ishii also is, again, another guy who's a multi-champion for the company. Taichi's always reliable. I think they might go with Bullet Club. We'll break down our stuff at the end. We also have possibly some helping hand for both of us for the GHC Junior Heavyweight title will be on the line on the show, Blackhawk, with Hiromu in his first defense will face Taiji Ishimori of the War Dogs. They've been teasing this. They just made this match on Wednesday after the Bullet Club versus LIJ Trios match, where afterwards Hiromu is the one who challenged Ishimori for this match. This will be very good as well. We have just a regular setup singles match, Tsuji and Finley. They have wrestled a billion times. It's always very solid. Very interested in what they're doing with Finley at this point. We'll get into that in a second. The two big matches, though, is we have the global heavyweight title where we have Shingo versus Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd in his second defense. This match, it's going to be hard hitting is one way to put it. Yeah, and they both have been cursing at each other throughout this tour. Their tag matches have been fun. And then the main event is Zack Sabre defending the IWGP World title against Ren Narita. What do you think of this card, first of all, when you hear the matches, Blackhawk?
I think this card is incredible. I didn't know what we were going to get when they started the Road to Destruction. The only real kind of not looking forward to it matches, I think it was really only one match, and it's a 10-man tag. Just because, we're getting, just going to be shenanigans all over the place.
Yeah.
I think the card itself on paper looks incredible.
Yeah.
I think the show will be incredible. I'm looking forward to watching that and definitely talking about it next week.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to break down again the matches on next week here on the show. The reason why I think as of now they might do a title change with Oscar and Yuto Ice. If I'm not mistaken, aren't you more familiar with those guys than I am at this point, or no? I forgot where they came from before they got to New Japan. I could be totally wrong.
They weren't at Noah.
Okay.
I think they were at Rev Pro.
That could be right.
Rev Pro of Progress.
Yeah. Very interesting tag team. Because I don't think Hiromu is going to drop this title on a non-Noah show.
Yeah.
Which is so funny, by the way, that Noah and New Japan working together still. Because New Japan always has a very good relationship with DDT, more so Noah. But because again, Noah has a WWE relationship, but it's funny that New Japan and Noah, it's all the intricacies of these dynamics.
And like Noah has a very good relationship with DDT as well.
Yeah.
And so when we were talking about AJ Styles and Finn Balor earlier, I was thinking about that, earlier today. And I was like, the only way that this happens is it happens on a Noah show.
Which I don't know if they would do, though.
That's the question. Is like, I think Tanahashi, if he wanted this to happen, it would happen on his end. Like his end, if he wants this to happen, they'll figure it out. I think the big problem would be, WWE and TKO, what they want.
We're really undercutting the AEW relationship as well.
Yeah, and I think, I would hope that New Japan, Tanahashi and Tony Khan have a good enough relationship and Tony Khan, famous tape trader, he knows the history. He's not.
I just don't think Finn and AJ are under a WWE contract. They'll never work in Japan. So I just think that's.
And so there's like a very, very 1% chance of this happening.
Yeah, you never say never in wrestling, but
I'll say never.
I'll say never for this situation. What do you think of Hiromu defending this title on a New Japan big show like this?
I think it's good. I think anytime you have these interpromotion champions,
Yeah.
it's good to get the title defended on, their home show as well as the show that the title is supposed to be on.
Yeah.
And so I think this is very good. It'll bring eyes to Noah. It'll bring eyes to New Japan from Noah. I mean, I think, if you're in Japan, you're probably watching both. I don't think they have a lot of tribalism over there.
Not over there. No, they all work together at some point.
Yeah, and so
yeah,
I think, but it's from an American standpoint. Some people will watch the show and go watch, Noah. They'll watch the title match that he won to get the title, which was an incredible match, by the way. And so, it might bring more eyes to Noah.
Yeah,
which always is a good thing.
Yeah, it's good to see Hiromu back doing some good stuff in the ring singles wise. He had a rough start to the year in New Japan, first half of the year, balancing being Naito's tag team partner. He goes out and he was kind of stuck doing nothing. So
yeah,
he had the match with Fletcher. He won the junior heavyweight title for Noah, and now he is back. He's defending the title on a New Japan show, which I like. That I love when champions are the ones who challenge someone else. So Taiji, love him to death. He's always been in Bullet Club. He's not going to win this match. I do think, again, Sabre is going to retain the world title against Ren because I think we're closing in on 2 weeks away from Sabre versus Takeshita, which will be very exciting at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
But again, Ren Narita, another guy, even though he's in House of Torture, he's another guy who I think they could strap a rocket to at some point. He's one of those young, mid-20, early 30 guys who are ready to take the next step as a big star for the company. Yep. It's a big spot for him, too, against Zach. So I hope the match delivers for his sake. Takeshita match will be at King of Pro Wrestling in Tokyo at Ryogoku on October 13th, which is a Monday, which is a very...
My birthday.
There you go. Birthday, you get Takeshita and Zack Sabre for the world title. So that will be very entertaining. It's only Zach's second defense, but I think he's going to lose this title on his third defense, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
I also think Gabe is going to retain. It's only his second defense. No point just dropping it to Shingo. Shingo's kind of done it all at this point. I think Shingo's good putting people over at this point. Tsuji, I would assume, would beat Finley. It is a regular singles match, so I don't know if we're going to get like a big someone else is joining Bullet Club moment, or we're really going to tell the story where Finley's losing a lot of big matches and Gabe is now the lone champion in the group. Again, Gabe could be the champion. You could have tag titles as well with Oscar and Ice. Does Finley keep losing matches? Is this a story in the group? They have not really set it up on TV at all. Finley's been teaming with Gabe and Taiji. Taiji, Gabe, and Finley have been teaming up this whole tour. So they haven't really set up the fact that there's tension between the War Dogs. But again, Tsuji's another guy needs to be winning matches at this point. He's already done the Gabe Kidd feud. That's how Gabe Kidd is the global heavyweight champion. So I don't know where they go with Tsuji after this. They could do Tsuji and Takeshita. If for some reason Okada doesn't want to do Tokyo Dome or any sort of, they don't want that match to be a New Japan match. Whatever they want to do, Tsuji's always right there as well. So I think, again, the big three matches are going to be pretty phenomenal on Sunday. As a big Bullet Club guy, I'm excited to see them in prime matches. Gabe is not missed a beat since this injury. You wouldn't even know it by the way he's been wrestling lately. If you like a hard-hitting men slapping meat, as they like to say, I think Gabe and Shingo will deliver for a lot of people. So that is Destruction in Kobe. It takes place on Sunday. We will break down all the results on Friday because, again, just like Noah, after this, New Japan kind of takes like a minor TV break and before they do Road to King of Pro Wrestling, which is October 9th. So we'll break down New Japan next week, and then by the time I talk to you the week after, they will be on the road to King of Pro Wrestling. We can preview Takeshita and Zack Sabre. So I'm excited to watch that show. Let's now switch over. We have two not covering results with Marigold and Stardom, but just pretty interesting stories to close out our podcast today. Let's start with Marigold. We'll end on Stardom.
Okay.
So Marigold has the big announcement about Io Sky Blackhawk. Break it down for people who maybe did not know this announcement happened.
So Io Sky will be facing Mayu Iwatani on a one-on-one match at Grand Destiny October 26th.
Who, by the way, if people don't know, Mayu is might be the best female women's wrestler in the world. It has been that for probably 5 to 6 years at this point.
100%. They also have a history in Stardom together. They haven't wrestled each other in 7 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, they definitely have wrestled. I definitely remember watching Mayu and Io matches in Stardom.
Yeah, so this is their first time meeting up in 7 years. I think they both have grown and gotten better. And so this match will be lights out, incredible, 20 stars coming in from Dave Meltzer. Well, it is a women's match, so I don't know. Okay. But very, very excited about this. The only gripe I have about this is it seems like Io Sky is the only person working this Marigold and WWE.
When's the show, by the way? Do you know when the show
October
is?
26th.
October 26th. Okay.
Yeah. It is a little disappointing. I love Io. Io's incredible. And this is not to take away from Io or this match at all.
Yeah.
But WWE has a stacked women's roster that a handful of them could run a gauntlet in Marigold for a month or two, like they're doing with Charlie Dempsey and Harlem Lewis, and they've done in the past with like
Omos. Staying there because the tour in Japan is the 17th and the 18th. They're there.
Yes, yeah. So this is
week after.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So I wonder if she's staying, going back and forth.
I would assume she would stay. I think they're doing press for this in between there somewhere.
Yeah.
So I would assume, if it was me, I would want to stay. But I think this partnership could be one of the better partnerships in wrestling.
Sure.
If they both would open up their door a little more. Like we're talking about, think about Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch. Their top stars coming to Marigold to just do a handful of matches at one point.
This is really the first one, though, right?
Incredible. This is the second one. Io did one last year.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she did one last year, July 13th at Summer of Destiny, where she faced Utami Hayashida.
I agree with you. I still think with WWE right now, I think they're trying to still in the testing phase on what this does.
Yeah.
If Io going there doesn't help even them get more eyes on, this is Io going over there, it'll be interesting. I'm happy she's doing it and continues to want to work in Japan since being in WWE. Mayu is again his dream match for many people who maybe haven't realized they've wrestled before. But I was about to tell you, I definitely have seen Mayu and Io wrestle before. Yeah. Mayu also, she really also another person who moved around a lot. Stardom, obviously, she's more known for, but she also helped make the New Japan, the IWGP Women's title at all interesting. They really haven't done anything with that title since. But she's had matches at the Tokyo Dome. I think she was the first one. She had the first IWGP Women's title match at the Tokyo Dome. So she is a top female star. I still can't believe she is still in Japan, not made a big splash in any of the major two companies yet. Because when she left Stardom, I was like, this might be the shot to go to the States. But she went to Marigold, interestingly, right? If I'm not mistaken. Because I don't think she's in Stardom at this point, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, you were frozen on my end, Blackhawk. Sorry.
Oh, he froze on my end.
Oh, funny.
All right. But yeah, I think this match is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And just like with Noah, they are also taking this week off. And so they don't have anything going on, but they have a lot to look forward to in the future.
Jesse, let's also get into Jesse's question. Just remembered. What do you think of Mayu versus Io and Marigold? We just talked about that. Do you see Rossi on Raw one day to get involved in this Asuka Kairi Io? No, because it's too niche. WWE is very main, not just that it's niche. Most of the people who watch Raw, and he'll pop up, if he pops up in a backstage segment with them, I'm not trying to be, other than us who watch, cover wrestling, won't know who he is. So it's like a very tough thing where we have to really explain before he's even on screen who he is. Rossi and them still have a very weird relationship, if I'm not mistaken. The whole Julia thing was very weird at first. Even I know that's a Stardom leaving thing, but Rossi was kind of involved in helping her get there.
She also wrestled for Marigold. You know, she would have wrestled for Marigold for 6 months, but she got injured on the first show.
Exactly.
And then did like 2 more shows before coming to.
That's what it was. I just couldn't figure. Yeah, I couldn't point to what exactly it was. But this is impossible. They will never have Rossi on TV. If he's even backstage, that would be a huge thing to happen. If they even let him backstage, I don't think they have like. Again, that's the thing with Io and Marigold. They're not putting too much eggs in that basket yet. They're putting someone who's known there. They're not putting someone who's not familiar with the territory yet. So, as someone who we cover Japanese women's wrestling, we understand the lore that is the Rossi Io situation on Raw. But I don't think it's interesting. It would benefit the story at all having him there. And two, people 98% of people when he comes on screen will not know who he is.
Yeah, you would get zero reaction out of the live crowd. They might pop just because it's somebody else on screen, just out of
they're gonna act like they know who he is.
Do. Yeah. But yeah, if he serves no purpose in all this, regardless of all the history they've had in Japan, nobody would know him well enough for this to matter.
No.
And what would he do? Just talk to him like it?
Because the story has nothing to do about them. Yeah. And they all have different history at different companies. It's very tough to combine. Then you're making up lore that doesn't seem organic.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, I like your 2 questions, but they're both, I would say never say never, but both are really impossible of happening, I would think. Both your questions. And I hate to be like that.
Thank you so much, Jesse.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse, for your questions. If you're watching us, you can keep putting your questions. We're heading down the home stretch here. So you guys have any final questions about anything related to these 4 companies or anything really in the world of wrestling, we're here to answer. Let's talk about Stardom really quickly before we go. They have a big show today at Korakuen Hall, and all week they were promoting it. Out of nowhere, it was yesterday or the day before, they were like, hey, guys, we're dropping the whole thing for free on YouTube. If people aren't familiar, they have over 1 million. If I last checked, they had like a lot of subscribers. Let me look to make sure I am correct. If you go to their YouTube, and currently the matches are being streamed, they have 1.4 million subscribers.
Huge.
Which for all the companies is like the most out of the non-WWE stuff. Huge. And now, yes, it's a Japanese broadcasting team. You can only watch in English on demand if you have Stardom World. So they're not giving you an English option, I don't believe, if you're watching the show right now. We'll break down Stardom next week, results-wise, because we don't. Right as we started this show, their show started, and I don't go on Twitter or social media to get spoiled. But Shuri, who was supposed to go to the States, debut in Ring of Honor or AEW, got hurt in the Casino Gauntlet, if I'm not mistaken, at All In. She debuted at Ring of Honor and was hurt at All In. She is now back in Stardom for the show. The return of Shuri. It's only been like 3 months, and they're already calling it the return of Shuri. I love Shuri Kondo to death. She is one of the most interesting performers in the world because of her UFC background, and she's had such a interesting stuff. So I don't know if I'll watch the show. I don't know if this is going to be like she's back full time. I was actually really excited to see her in the States. We're going to get Saya Kamitani against Azume in the main event. This is a Cork and Hall show they're putting for free. The moral of the story is, this is a very interesting move. It feels like it's a test to see if they get all of these viewers for their show. Because again, we talked about this last week. It's just tough to subscribe to all these different apps at this point. Currently, right now, 10,000 people are watching the Stardom show. And it's 11 o'clock at night. We'll break down. I think also we'll look next week how many views they got for the show. But what did you think of their decision to go free instead of going on Stardom World, they're just going to free YouTube for this whole show?
I think this is a fantastic move. And I do hope that others look at this and adopt it.
Yeah.
Because YouTube, obviously has a global reach.
Yep.
And even just doing like one of these a quarter would be huge for every brand, just for their outreach. And we talked about this, last week with, Noah and Marigold are on Wrestle Universe, and then Stardom and New Japan are on their own separate apps. So it should, in theory, drive traffic up to those, sites and apps.
Yeah.
Hopefully drum up a lot more interest in that way, because there's I hear about Stardom all the time. And I've heard about Stardom, long before I really started watching Japanese wrestling, but just didn't know how to watch it.
Yeah.
And just showing a whole show on YouTube, and especially if the show is, a lights out killer show, it will drum up tons of interest from, fans around the world to, go to Stardom and join Stardom World. And so I think it's a net positive. Like, I don't think you really lose anything by doing this.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is very similar to Death Before Dishonor. Now the difference was that wasn't the plan to put that show on YouTube. They had issues putting it on the app for people, so they made it on YouTube. Did very well, but again, that show was 5 weeks ago now, and they have not been on YouTube they've been back on Honor Club exclusive for these for their episodes. So I think Ring of Honor should do TV on YouTube. I think we talked about this last week. I think Ring of Honor is good. TV on YouTube, the pay-per-views on Honor Club to make people subscribe like that. Stardom could do that as well, because they're the same price, if not mistaken, as Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I think they're all $10 a month. New Japan, Ring of Honor, Stardom.
I think so,
it's a lot to pay for. I think they should have free TV episodes. And the problem was also, right, if I'm not mistaken, you can only watch the Stardom broadcast with the Japanese broadcasting crew.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, that doesn't work for people. Again, New Japan, you pick which stream you want. You pick if you want an English broadcast wherever you are, you automatically get that broadcast, but you can always change to Japanese or English. Stardom doesn't really give you that option unless you're on Stardom World. And that's why they said if you want to watch on English, you have to watch on demand on Stardom World. I think if they have announcers there, they should have 2 streams up on. I know that's tough to do, but I would do 2 streams on your same YouTube channel and have one in English and one in Japanese. I don't know if Walker Stewart's doing the show. I don't know who's doing the show for them.
Yeah.
I am definitely going to watch the show now
in
complete form because it's free on YouTube. So I'm excited when I hopefully tomorrow have enough time to get through the show. Because busy weekend of stuff going on. So NXT No Mercy is also tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Tons of things going on in the world of pro wrestling. So I think we covered it all today.
One thing to go back to.
Yeah.
Talking about doing streaming on YouTube with Ring of Death Before Dishonor. it got 198,000 views.
Yeah.
That is a massive number.
Yep.
And I don't think Stardom will get
No.
that
They have
number.
more They have more subscribers though. To
They
be
do
fair,
have more subscribers. I feel like Ring of Honor is more of a U.S. house name
yeah.
for wrestling fans, so that's why I would say that Ring of Honor might get more. But I think this could be potentially huge for Stardom, and I hope they continue to do that.
I am very interested in, first of all, what made them, because this is a recent change. This show's been ready for weeks. And I think 2 days ago, it popped up on my X feed. We're going to YouTube. I was like, whoa, this is a big show on Cork, and all these Cork and Hall shows are big shows for all these companies. It's such an important venue. And the fact that they're just putting it out for free, I'm very interested why they did this change. Because if they're still available to do it on demand on Stardom World, why would they push to YouTube? Could be a test, could not be. I'm excited to actually find out the why of it. But I gotta be honest, this was a really fun podcast. We covered all 4 companies a lot. So next week, I would say we're not going to have much on Noah and Marigold.
Yeah.
So next week will be a very heavy New Japan and Stardom breakdown. We'll break down tonight's Stardom show, and then we'll break down as well Sunday mornings, depending on where you are. Sunday mornings, Destruction New Japan show in Kobe. If there's any news in Japanese wrestling in general, we'll do that as well. Could be less than an hour next week, just because we're probably only covering 2 of the shows, or 2 of the companies, excuse me. But gotta say, this was a really fun show. It's kind of what we wanted to do when we started the podcast, talk about all 4 companies in depth. So couldn't be happier. So Blackhawk, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on every single social media under the name Blackhawk Walker. I post Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Actually, I don't do Facebook. I just realized that. I don't do Facebook, but probably should. But Threads, even on Threads, YouTube. I have a YouTube channel. Getting back to posting on that very soon. Got a couple of things in the works. Just waiting for a few things to flesh themselves out. But that's where you can find me.
There we go. You can find me. That's my Twitter page at Denenberg Max. I do movie reviews. When I subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's Max Talks Movies really quick. But for Bodyslam, I do highs and lows basically 6 nights a week. Literally just moments ago posted Bodyslam, my highs and lows from tonight's Smackdown. I did have some more lows than highs as usual for some reason for the WWE, but you can see my breakdown of Smackdown tonight on Bodyslam. So basically, we post my highs and lows on Twitter, Instagram, as well as TikTok.
Yep.
So if you want to subscribe and follow us on all of those services, that's where you can find my highs and lows. I am also the host of every single post show for main roster WWE as well as AEW. I do the AEW usually post shows with Blackhawk, and I usually do my WWE post shows with Rami. If you want to check out, I'll promote it, even though we're a week ahead. Me, Rami, and our good friend Corey Hayes, we broke down All Out and WrestlePalooza. We went just over 2 hours on the post show, breaking down both shows in their entirety. We had such a good time, had well over 1,000 people watching us throughout the entire post show. So please, if you want to go back and watch us break down that's great. From a Bodyslam perspective, subscribe to our Patreon. Patreon really helps support everyone who worked for Bodyslam.net. So if you want to subscribe, we are breaking pro wrestling news on a daily basis. Corey Hayes leading the charge there with not spoilers, but backstage notes, free agent updates, all those type of things. You get it right to your phone instantly before any other people aggregate it. So please subscribe to our Patreon. And guys, this has been Tour of Japan. We are on Bodyslam's Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch every single Friday. Usually we'll go on at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But as I said to begin the show, stay tuned to Blackhawk and Mine's social media, just in case for some reason we have to move our times. Thanks for joining us at this very late hour. But thanks, everyone. And we'll be back next Friday, hopefully not same time, 7 o'clock next Friday, October 3rd, before SmackDown. We're going to be in October already when we talk to you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Tour of.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.